Hi guys, good day. It's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class, it's all about the parabola, transforming standard form to general form. And later on, we will find the value of D, E, and F. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So we transform this basic standard form into general form. Once again class, if you have given y squared, this will be your equation. Y squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. Now, if you have given x squared, this will be your equation. X squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. So, we transform the standard form into general form. Now, the next part of our video class will be quite tricky. Since the given equation, we have fractions. Given fractions. Alright, so what will be the thing that you will do if you have this kind of equations? I will just put the link class on the description down below with regards to the part 2 of our video. Alright, so let's focus first in the part 1. We transform the standard form into general form, and then later on we'll find the value of D, E, and F. Alright, let's start with the basic class. Let's start with number 1. So number 1, x squared equals 8y. So once again class, all of the equations will be on the left side of this equal sign. Once again class, this is our equal sign. This equal sign here, this will be left, this will be right. So all of the equations will be on the left side, and the right side, it should be equal to 0. Check the general form class. The right side of this equal sign, it is 0. So therefore, for this number 1, we just simply transpose this 8y from right to left. Okay, transpose this 8y from right to left. This is positive, it will be negative. Once again class, once you transfer an equation from this equal sign, you always change the sign. So this is positive 8y, it will be negative 8y. That would be x squared minus 8y equals 0. That's it class. That's the answer for number 1. We just transform it into general form. Easy, right? For number 1. Now to get the value of D, once again class, D is beside x. Okay, dx. D is beside x. This x right here class, this dx, we call it linear term, because the exponent of x right here is just 1. The exponent of this letter x is 1. We call it linear term. Now, do not be confused, class, because there are some students, they are so confused with if which comes first. Is it dx or ey? Because there are some students that they will write that example x squared plus 3y plus 4x minus 5 equals 0. So, they write it y comes first before x, but actually class, it should be x before y. Why is that, sir? Because in algebra class, if they have the same degree, if they have the same exponent, okay, the exponent of y is 1, same with x. If you didn't see any exponent class for the variable, example x, if you didn't see any exponent, understood that there's 1 here. So in algebra class, it's actually arranged. The letter there is actually arranged. X comes first before y. That's why you have dx, and then next will be ey. So do not be confused about that one class. X should comes first before y if they have the same degree. Alright, if they have the same degree, the same exponent, which is 1, this 4x should comes first before 3y. That's why you have dx and ey. Do not be confused about that. Alright, now for this one, so this will be our equation. We have x squared. This will be our equation. So our D, beside x, do we have a number beside x with the exponent of 1 in this given equation? Nope, we don't have our D. So that's automatic class. If you don't have D, just write 0. D is 0. Alright, for our E equals, so do we have a number beside y? Our E class is beside y. Check the equation class. We have dx, a number together with x with exponent of 1. We don't have it here. X with exponent of 1. But for y, we have ey, y with exponent of 1. So we have this one. And the number beside y is e. So therefore, our e is negative 8. And our f is the constant class. F here is the constant, a number alone. We don't have a number alone. So our f is 0. So I hope it's clear for you class to find the D, E, and F. That's the answer for number 1 class. All set for number 1. Easy, right? For number 1. Alright, so let me write the answer here. So the answer will be x squared minus 8y equals 0. Alright, so I will just not write D, E, F class because we don't have enough space. So that would be the answer for number 1. But this will be our D is 0. We don't have a number beside x with the exponent of 1. The exponent of x is 1. We have x squared. We call it quadratic term for this one, x squared, quadratic term because the exponent is 2. And we don't have x with exponent of 1. So D is 0. And our E is beside y with exponent of 1. It's negative 8. And our F, we don't have a number alone for constant. That is 0. Alright, so let's answer number 2. Easy, right, for number 1. So y squared equals 5x. Once again, we have this equation, y squared. So just simply transpose 5 from right to left because we need to have equals 0 on the right side. So this will be y squared. This is positive. It will be negative 5x equals 0. That's it, class. That's the answer for number 2. Easy, right, for number 2. So our D, alright, D is beside x with the exponent of 1. So dx, once again, dx, this is x with exponent of 1. Understood that exponent of x here is 1. So do we have D beside x with exponent of 1? Yep. Our D is negative 5. And our E, do we have E, a number together with y with the exponent of 1? Do we have that? Nope, we don't have E. So therefore, we will just write 0. Do we have F, a number alone? Nope, we don't have a number alone. So we just write 0 from this equation, class. That's it, class. That's the answer for number 2. Easy, right? For number 2. So that would be y squared minus 5x equals 0. And that's the value of D, E, and F for number 2. Alright, so let's try number 3. So once again, it will be quite tricky now for number 3. But do not be worried, class. We need to explain this one step by step. So number 3, so we have x squared equals 4 quantity y plus 5. So once again, before you transpose the equation, okay, this equation on the right, you check first, class. Can we simplify this one? Yep, we can simplify this one by distributive property. Alright, so simplify, distribute. Once again, class, if this is binomial and you have a number outside this parenthesis, you need to distribute, class. So this will be copy x squared equals 4 times y. So 4 times y, that is 4y. Then 4 times positive 5, that's positive 20. Alright, so next step is you need to transpose this equations on the left side of this equal sign. So you transpose. Alright, transpose. So this will be x squared. So this is positive 4y. It will be negative 4y. This is positive 20. It will be negative 20 equals 0. Alright, that's it, class. That's the answer for the equation, the general form. So to find the value of D, do we have a number beside x with the exponent of 1? Nope, we don't have x raised to the power of 1 in this given equation. So automatic, D is 0. For E, do we have a number together with y with the exponent of 1? So check the equation, class. EY. Yep, we have y raised to the power of 1. So there's 1 here. And the number beside y is negative 4. So our E is negative 4. And our F, do we have a constant, a number alone without a variable? Yep, we have it. That's negative 20. So our F is negative 20. That's it, class. That's the answer for number 3. Easy, right? For number 3, so we have x squared minus 4y minus 20 equals 0. Alright, so let's have number 4. So number 4, so we have y squared equals negative 8 parenthesis x minus 4, close parenthesis. So once again, before you transpose, you check the equation if you can simplify. Yep, we can simplify this one. So by doing distributive property. Alright, so this will be y squared equals negative 8 times x. Negative times positive is negative. 8 times x is 8x. And then you multiply negative 8 times negative 4. Negative times negative is positive. 8 times 4 is 32. So positive 32. Alright, so this will be y squared. This is negative 8x. It will be positive 8x. This is positive 32. Once you transpose this equation from this equal sign, you always change the sign class. This is positive 32. It will be negative 32. Then equals 0. That's it, class. That's the answer for number 4. Easy, right? For number 4. So our D, do we have a number beside x with the exponent of 1? So once again, the exponent of x here is 1. For dx, yep, we have D. So our D is beside x. That would be 8. And our E, right? Once again, this will be our equation. So our D is beside x. Our E is beside y with the exponent of 1. Do we have y with the exponent of 1? Nope, we don't have our E. So our E is 0. And the constant, the number alone, that would be negative 32. That's it, class. All set for number 4. So our answer will be, alright, so y squared plus 8x minus 32 equals 0. Alright, so that's the answer for number 4, class. Easy, right? Quite easy for this standard form to general form. It will be complicated, class, if you're dealing with fractions, and that will be part 2 of our video. So let's try number 5. So that would be quantity x minus 2 squared equals negative 12y. So once again, class, you simplify this one first. So we have the parentheses x minus 2, quantity x minus 2 raised to the power of 2, quantity x minus 2 squared. So we can simplify this one, class, by the square of binomial. You can actually do the FOIL method, class. So let's check the FOIL method. So if you're confused with the square of binomial, go ahead, you can do the FOIL method. This x minus 2, class, it means x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 2. Alright, so you multiply this equation by itself twice. Okay, x minus 2 times x minus 2. You can do the FOIL method or you can do the square of binomial. We will explain, class, the square of binomial after this one. So we need to explain this one by one because it depends on you which do you prefer. So you can do the FOIL method. First, outer, inner, last. So first, x times x. So x times x, that would be x squared. Alright, we're done with first, outer. X times negative 2. X times negative 2. So positive times negative, that would be negative 2x. So we're done with outer, inner. So inner, negative 2 times x, that's negative 2x. And then last, okay, last one. Negative 2 times negative 2. Negative times negative, that would be positive 4. Alright, so negative times negative is positive. And then you combine like terms. So if you have this kind of equation, so copy x squared first. Negative and negative. So if they have both negative, simply copy negative sign. And then you add the equation. 2 plus 2 is 4. Then copy x. Then copy plus 4. That's it, class. That's the answer for this x minus 2 quantity squared. X squared minus 4x plus 4. Once again, do not be confused with this one, class. If you have both negatives, when you're combining, simply copy negative sign, then you add the number. 2 plus 2 is 4, then simply copy the variable. Copy x, negative 4x. Alright, so that's the simplified form using the FOIL method. But for me, class, it's better for us to use the square of binomial because this will be really easy, class, for the square of binomial. So let me explain the square of binomial. I will also put the link, class, on the description down below with regards to the square of binomial. Let me write D. We do have more examples, class, for the square of binomial. So feel free to see the video. So x minus 2 quantity squared. If you want to use the square of binomial, first thing to do is you square the first term. So you square this one. X then squared. Then multiply the first term and second term times 2. So multiply the first term and second term. So first term is x. You multiply it by the second term, which is negative 2. Then times 2. So multiply it by 2. Then last will be square the last term. So this is negative 2. You square it. Okay, we don't have enough space. So once again, multiply the first term and second term, which is negative 2, times 2. Then you square the last term. So square the last term. The last term, class, is negative 2. Then you squared. So our answer will be You square the first term, x times x, that would be x squared. Then multiply the first term and second term, x times negative 2, that's negative 2x, times 2, that's negative 4x. Then you square the last term, negative 2 times negative 2, that's positive 4. So easy, right? For the square of binomial, you have this answer. You will have the same answer class a while ago using the FOIL method. So once again, let's try another example for the square of binomial. Let me check if you really understand. So let's do it manually, class. Okay, square the first term. So x squared. Square the first term, that would be x squared. Then multiply the first term and second term. X times negative 3. Once again, we just have an example, class. Let me check if you really understand. The square of binomial, x times negative 3. Positive times negative, that's negative 3x. Once again, positive times negative is negative. X times negative 3, that's negative 3x. Times 2. Once again, multiply the first term and second term times 2. X times negative 3, that's negative 3x, times 2, that's negative 6x. Then you square the last term, negative 3 times negative 3, that's positive 9. This will be your answer, class. Easy, right? For the square of binomial. So if you want to know more about the square of binomial, go ahead. I will just put the link on the description down below, class. We do have many examples for the square of binomial. So once again, this will be square the first term, that will be x squared. Multiply the first term and second term, x times negative 2, that's negative 2x, times 2, that's negative 4x. Square the last term, negative 2 times negative 2, that's positive 4. Then equals negative 12y. Alright, so next step, you transpose negative 12y from right to left. So you transpose this one. Once again, do not forget, you change the sign once you transfer from this equal sign. So this will be x squared, then minus 4x. Once again, x comes first before y, class. Do not forget, class, this equation, x comes first before y. So we have negative 12, it will be positive 12y. Then positive 4 equals 0. That's it, class. And then you find the value of D, E, and F. So check, class, if we can combine like terms. Nope, we cannot combine x and y. Same with 4. 4 doesn't contain variable. So this will be our final answer. So our D is beside x. That would be negative 4. Our E is beside y with exponent of 1. Exponent of y, class, is 1. So our E is beside y. That would be 12. And our F is 4. Positive 4. That's it, class. That's the answer for number 5. Quite easy, right? For number 5. So let me check if we can. We don't have enough space, class. X squared minus 4x plus 12y plus 4 equals 0. Alright, that's the answer for number 5, class. Let's try to answer number 6. Then you will try number 7, class. That will be your assignment. Let me check if you really understand our topic. So you try to answer number 7, class. And you put your answer in the comment section down below. You put the equation and then you write the value of D, E, and F. Let me check, class, if you really understand the topic. So if you have some questions, class, once again, for this parabola, do not hesitate to ask, class. You put your questions in the comment section down below, class. Your equations that you want to be answered. No need to worry, class. We will be answering that one. So we have y plus 3 squared equals negative 10, x plus 4. Alright, so once again, you simplify this one on the left side. So square of binomial, once again, you square the first term. Square of y, y times y, that would be y squared. Then you multiply the first term and second term times 2. So multiply the first term and second term, y times 3. Okay, positive y times positive 3, that's positive 3y. Times 2, that's positive 6y. Easy, right? For the square of binomial. Then last, you square the last term. 3 times 3, that would be positive 9. Then this will be equals to, you distribute this one. Negative 10 times x, negative times positive is negative. 10 times x is 10x. Then negative 10, okay, negative 10 times positive 4. Negative times positive is negative. 10 times 4 is 40. Once again, class, do not forget that unlike signs, if you're multiplying, unlike signs, the answer is always negative. If same signs, that would be positive. Do not forget about that one, class, in multiplication. So you transpose this one, okay, from right to left. So this will be copy y squared. Then x comes first before y. So this is negative 10x. It will be positive 10x. Alright, and then the y, ey. So plus positive 6y. Then this is 9, positive 9. Once again, do not change the sign of 9, class, because 9 is already on the left side of this equal sign. You transpose 40, this is negative 40, it will be positive 40, then equals 0. Alright, do we have like terms? Yup, we have like terms. We have 9 and 40. We can combine this one, class, because these are all constants. So this will be y squared plus 10x plus 6y. 9 plus 40, that would be plus 49 equals 0. Alright, all set for number 6. So our D is beside x. So our D is 10. Our E is beside y. Our E is 6. And our F is the number alone, the constant, that would be 49. All set, class, for number 6. That's the answer for number 6, class. Easy, right, for the part 1 of our video. Once again, the part 2 of our video, class, will be quite complicated since we're dealing with fractions. I will just put the link, class, in the description down below with regards to the part 2 of our video, class. Feel free to see the video, class. Once again, you try to answer number 7 and you put your answer on the comment section down below. Let me check if you really understand what I had discussed this morning. So once again, class, I hope you learned something new today. So if you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share it to your friends, class, and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, if you have some questions, do not hesitate to ask. You put your equations in the comment section down below. Once again, this is Teacher MJ. Bye-bye.